Moi. My name is Bill. My wife, Alyssa, and I just moved to Helsinki, Finland about a week ago. She'd received some work, so we packed up everything and we headed over. We've already had some pretty interesting adventures and encounters. Uh, so I'm hoping that I can post here about once a week and just sort of update everybody with what we've done, what we've seen, and what things are like for a couple of Americans that moved to a country in Europe. Um, Discussing things like the language barrier, culture differences, and obviously weird foodstuffs that they have here that we don't. So, uh, yeah, I hope I can keep up with this, and I hope that people actually watch it. So we'll see what happens. Helsinki is kind of a small area. There's a lot of neighborhoods around it, and that can even extend further into Finland. But the main Helsinki area itself is pretty tiny. It's about uh, maybe 3 miles wide for the peninsula part. So we did a lot of exploring. We used Google Maps, Google Translate a lot, and we checked out everything that we could find. You know, we found the United States Embassy. We found a lot of very different food places. Helsinki is full of pizza joints and other standard European fare, kebabs, Mediterranean, Nepalese, Asian foods, all kinds of stuff. It actually took us quite a while to find a Finnish cuisine restaurant, but I'll get to that later, as that's an entirely hilarious story on its own. So we're currently living in a kind of an extended stay hotel sort of situation. It's nice, but it's very sparsely decorated, and there's not a whole lot for us to do here since we're kind of just living out of our suitcases right now. So we are actively trying to find a place to live, and we've got a few showings lined up, and we're hoping something happens with that soon. Um, so we can actually settle in and put things in closets and sort of live. Uh, but in the meantime, I've got a few clips that I took of the the sort of things to expect in Finland and in Europe in general, probably for what apartments are like. Um, the bathroom is very cozy. The washer is in there. There's no dryer, so you air dry things on the balcony. But the washing machine is directly next to the corner where the shower head is, and then there's just a curtain separating the two of them. The whole floor of the bathroom is tiled, so you effectively just shower in the bathroom and then use a squeegee to kind of get rid of all the water after you're done. Toilet and sink are all in there, but again, you're talking a very like closet size square room, so it's comfy. Um, the kitchen is pretty standard, not much different from that, except the fact that it took us probably an hour, and by us I mean me, an hour to figure out how to use the dishwasher because all the instructions are in Finnish. And so we just kind of pushed a few buttons. Uh, I think eventually it kind of sorted itself out. So I'm hoping that I only have to wash the dishes here maybe once or twice before we get to a different apartment, and hope that maybe that washer is easier to use. But we'll see. Other than that, the living room has just got a TV, couch, and a chair. There's a school right across the street from our place, and for most of the day during the week, you can hear children just screaming and yelling, and it's kind of a weird ambiance background noise. So, um, but yeah, we've got a few places that we like. Most of them are in the new neigh or in this neighborhood that we're in right now. So we're hoping that a couple of those turn out. So we actually checked out quite a bit in our first week. We managed to find quite a few good things around town. The Friday that we were here, we went out with some of Alyssa's coworkers and had a few drinks at a couple different places, noticing right away that the beer cost in Helsinki and probably anywhere outside Wisconsin, to be honest, is a lot. I mean, I could probably have three semi-quality beers for the price of one over here. So it's kind of a shock. But one of the cool things that Alyssa found was that they did have a beer that I like to drink back home, which is Kona Brewing from Hawaii. So that made the trip over pretty easy, or much easier than I thought it would be. On Saturday, we decided that we wanted to actually eat at a kind of like a sit down restaurant place because we hadn't really done that yet, and we wanted to kind of tackle that and make sure that that would be something we could be comfortable doing with any kind of language problems there might be. English is pretty well used here, but you kind of have to preface any conversation with someone with using it. Um, we try to kind of insert a couple Finnish words that we know as greetings and things like that, but then we sort of just kind of switch to English or start speaking in English to let the person know that that's the language we speak. And I think like 9 out of 10 times, flawless transition for them. They just switch right over to English and everything's hunky dory. Um, so we were kind of walking around the area, not really sure what we wanted to eat, not really sure where we wanted to go, and a man stopped us because I was wearing a Toronto Maple Leaf shirt and made a comment about the Maple Leafs, and then proceeded to talk to us for 10 minutes about where we should eat. Um, he would slip into Finnish about halfway through every other sentence, so it was really confusing for us. We try to just really strain our ears for keywords in English. He was asking us, how much we wanted to spend per nose, which he meant per plate, per person. And after a while, he had suggested a couple of really nice places, and we were set to go eat there. And then two people that he knew showed up. One of them was a very, not a very old, but an older man who was very hunched and used a cane to walk. Um, and he asked him, and he gave kind of a crotchety old man response and told us to go to this place called Canis. And I had heard about it, read about it. It sounded like it was Finnish, actual Finnish food, and not just pizza or kebabs or whatever that we had seen around here, burgers, things like that. Um, so I told him, "Oh yeah, I've heard about that. I know where it is, so I will, we'll head over there right now. Thanks for your advice." And he goes, "Oh no, no, let me take you there. Let me show you." I go, I'm thinking, you really don't have to do that. It's like 3 blocks. You go that way and you go over that way and then you're back that way and you're there. It's I could tell you how to get there, and I've been here for 5 days. And he just takes off down the street, hobbling away on his cane. He's moving faster than I walk normally. So we keep up with this guy, and his friend who was with us, I think it was Russian, we were talking with him all at the same time, and he took us almost directly to the door of the place and stopped at a bar that he wanted to get a Bloody Mary at. So we thanked him for his time and his direction, and then we just walked down the street to Canis. It was very delicious. It was very easy to talk to the staff there, and the food that we had was amazing, but we could probably only eat that once a month, or else we'll die. I had Baltic herring, I think it was, and it was just with mashed potatoes drowned in butter. It was heavenly, but again, horrible for me. So um, we're definitely going to take people there. So friends, family, whenever you visit us, you are going to go to Canis and you're going to love it, and then maybe a trip to the hospital afterwards. We'll see. But yeah, that was pretty much the first week. So we're gonna look at apartments this week. I'll come back next Monday and hopefully we'll either be in a new place or we'll have set up a new place for us to move into soon. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later.